Hello, guys. What's up? It is that time. Yes, this was a promised video, and I did record this video when I was at Dubai, but I felt like the background noise was too noisy, and the things that were shared in this video, I think it deserves like a quiet space so that people can actually benefit from the information that is being shared. So um, in this video, we're going to be covering the trade ideas of last week. So last week was an amazing week. Back to back, we had buy to sell, and then we're just selling everything to hit targets. Even though we didn't catch everything, but in general, it was an amazing week. So we'll be breaking that down today again. So let's start from the start, right? Let's start from the start. So I'm going to go from the weekly. So the weekly time frame is very important. I'm not going to go too much into details why it's important. I'll just give you like the most important thing. When you're analyzing charts, to catch trades and those kinds of trades that you can confidently hold for a series of days, um that analysis, it starts from the weekly. Why? Because on the weekly, what you want to see is you actually just want to to determine, like, okay, the next candle, right, is it going to go up or is it going to go down? That's all you need to know when it comes to the weekly time frame. And once you get that, then you already know the direction that you should be trading in. Okay, so last week, for example, so don't look at this candle, but look at the candle before that, where we have last week's high and last week's low. So we just mark out the high and we mark out the low, and then this is one way, right? Like, we're trying to determine, like, okay, is price gonna break down or is price gonna continue up? And that's one way. Okay, so once you have that, now you can fall into the daily, and this is where you start looking, like, okay, you're looking at the overall picture, like, what is price doing? You see here, we're making here on the daily, for example, what we did was we broke this bearish leg and we tapped into a decisional. So I already had this in here, like, hey, we're probably gonna retrace into this daily extreme, or we'll retrace into the daily decisional. And what did price do? Price came, wicked a little bit out of the daily decisional, but still gave us the reaction to come down. Okay, so now that's like the overall play. So what actually we were expecting, we're expecting for price to come in here, and then either from here or from here, price should have a reaction. So all our trade ideas are based off that. So now if we go um to h4, for example, like, you see the character change, right? You see how price came down, like in this bearish structure, and then you see how price actually started reacting once we broke this high, right? It was just up and up from there until we had another change of character again. Okay, so this is how, like, when you use structure in a very simplistic way, this is how you can know and see what the market is doing. So now let's dive into last week, right? So last week, Monday, what happened? Price came into our extreme leg of H4. Like, this is H4 extreme leg. So if I go back to H4, you'll see this an extreme leg. What do I mean by that? Extreme of this leg. So this is the extreme point of interest. Okay, this is the decisional, because this point led to the breaking of this. So actually, if you are to mark this out, you'll see that price also reacted from here. You see that? You see that? So when it comes to trading, like, that's basically like what you need. That's like the basics of everything. Okay, but of course, to really nail this down, like, you need to practice. Okay, so we came into this extreme leg. What we are expecting is we're expecting price to react from here. So that's where we are expecting price to react. And which day is this? This is Monday. So what can we be expecting? We are expecting buys on Monday, right? So we go now into M15. Let's see how we could actually catch this buy. So let me put my Asian range, because we know that anything we do, we always use Asia as a guide. So you see Monday, Asia did its thing, right? And then we started having like minor breaks to the upside, but this break was not really that significant, because normally if we're looking to go down, like you can be like, okay, oh, let's take a sell from here. But the problem is, if you're trying to do that, you're ignoring everything that the market is showing you from the higher time frame. That's why the higher time frame is so important. So with this happening, we know that this is a trap, so we took a trade from the Asian midline. Now when it comes to how did I actually take this trade and all those things like that, that's reserved for, like, when it comes to entry techniques, like you have different ways of entering a trade. So that's not something I'm going to be sharing or teaching here. I'm just showing you how you can build your idea to understand how the market is moving. So we are catching a trade from Asian range on Monday. Where are we going? Well, let's go back to H4, because that's where the idea is being formed, right? So if you look at H4, right? So we are down here on Monday catching a trade. Where are we going? Well, we have two zones, right? We have our extreme and we have our decisional. So if we're catching a trade from here, to be safe, we should be bringing that trade into our decisional. Okay, that's a safe place. Or you can carry it up to the extreme, but your safe place is decisional. So that's where we are going with our trade on Monday. So let's see what happened. So price came perfectly, like this is Monday, right? So we are going, but we actually reached target on Tuesday after Asia. So it took us like literally 24 hours to like reach target, because this is 9 o'clock and this is also 9 o'clock in the morning, or 10 o'clock, let's say a little bit more than 24 hours. So when that happens, this is decisional. What do we know? We know that the trend is bearish. Okay, look at this. We know that, look, this is H4 break of structure. So this is a pullback. So from this pullback, we are looking to sell again, either from up here or from here. Okay, so when price comes here, what do? We exit the trade and we start looking for buys. Does it make sense to look for buys here? Yes, because it's within our timing window. See, we took out Asia high, we came on the midline. You could actually still do the same thing that we did here, right? To go here on Tuesday, you could still buy here to sell here, but of course we're looking for the big trade, because Tuesday is actually the big trade. Because if we can potentially catch a trade from up here, we know that we are holding that trade. Let's go back to our higher time frame. This is why when you know how to do multiple time frame analysis, it's very important. We are looking to do what? We are looking to break this minimum. This is what we are looking to break, minimum. And then secondly, we look to the left. You see all of this liquidity. Let me mark that out so that you can see. You see all of this trend line liquidity. Let me put it in dots, in black dots. This is trend line liquidity. You see all of this liquidity. We are coming to take this out, and where if we're taking this out, you see this imbalance. We are also filling this gap to go where? At least here. So if you are catching a trade from here, ideally speaking, you are coming right down here. Okay, ideally speaking, this is where you're coming. Now, I don't remember. Let me see where I took my trade. Let me see. I think I took the trade just to break this. Let me see. Huh? Oh, did I bring it right down? Let me see. I think a bit. Yeah. Okay, I brought it right down. Yes, I brought it right down. Okay. So I definitely took partials here in that break of structure and then carried everything right down here. Yeah, as I showed you on H4. So that's the trade. That was the trade idea, like just playing things safe because we are on a downtrend. So you trade with the trend, you follow the trend. These are the trades you should be taking. Okay. So when we catch this trade, again, how we enter the trade, that's a little bit, those are all advanced techniques that's reserved for my students. Here on the next day, what are we looking for? We're just looking for continuation. Okay. Technically speaking, this was a loss. Why was it a loss? Well, we took Asia out, and then I was thinking like, oh, okay, this was probably gonna just tank because we did everything we're supposed to do up there, so there's no reason for price to be going back up. But I was wrong because we got wicked out here again before price actually tanked. But what I did was a little bit naughty because I took out my stop loss. I just had a hunch that like we might have a second spike, but this is not something that I promote. Like, you should always trade with your stop loss. And again, why did that happen? Well, let me show you why. That happened because of, let me put it this way now. Wait. No, wait. Let me do it this way. Yeah. That happened because of this. All of this is liquidity, okay? Liquidity being fed into this point of interest, okay? Like inducing people on the wrong direction, taking out stops and things like that. That's what the market is always doing. So technically speaking, I'm not gonna count this trade as a win, even though I held this trade till down here as well. But for my books, I'm not counting it. So now for the next day, let me take this out. So for the next day, now I had this marked out when price was sitting around here, and I think it's important that I cut price because what I'm trying to say now is very important. So I had this marked out. This is what I was looking for. I was looking for price to come in here before dropping down. Now price did not do that. Why did price not do that? Let me show you why. So we had this drop, yeah, and we had the break. You see this break? Once price breaks this, you already know that, okay, this high and this low, like, it's very, very possible that price will just react from there to fall lower. So this becomes like, okay, let me draw this leg out, right? So you can say, like, from here we came here, then we came here, then hold on. So you can say from here we came here, then we fell down, breaking the structure, climb back up here, and then now we've broken again. You see that? So now we are anticipating that price should come here because there's nothing here half midway. So anticipate that price should come here and then continue to break. So because this analysis happened before price broke here, this is why we're looking at this zone. I think that's something that's very, very important to note. Okay, so with that break, so this should shift to here. Okay, and then see what happened is, I think we actually came into that zone. Yep, see, we touched the zone and then we tanked. You see how there are no mistakes in this market, guys. There are no mistakes. Don't let people fool you. Like, if you really take your time to study these markets, like you'll be able to have these kinds of 4 pip stop loss trade, because it's precision trading. It's precision trading. Okay. So yes, so at the end I ended up missing this entry. I ended up missing this entry. And another thing is, like, when you look at Asia, right? Like, I don't also think that I would have been able to take this trade, because if we add Asia element, like, you see that this too is liquidity. So yeah, to catch a trade from here, you need to be really on boss level or something. So I would have probably like still missed this trade even with this break, because I would still consider this as liquidity, given the fact that Asia is just sitting up here. But if Asia was not sitting there, I would have probably like, taken a position there. So with that, we tanked until we reached. Oh yeah, this was also interesting. Like, when price came here and then just started to reverse, you know, and coming back right up here, that was like crazy. But eventually, we tanked back down. We tanked until we hit profit level on Friday, I think. Yes, on Friday. So now, hitting profit level. Okay, let me see. Hitting profit level again. Let's go back to where we started, right? Because now the idea has played out. You see, we have reached final TP on the idea. That doesn't mean that, this thing cannot continue to go down. Obviously, it can, because if you look at the daily, look at the daily. See, look, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high. What do you expect? Probably a lower low, right? So, but does that mean that from here we're just gonna tank down? Probably not. Like, it can be, but it's just having that perspective of like, what is the market doing? Where is the market going? And don't try to, like, hold things for for the rest of the year just from anywhere. You really need to understand where you're taking a trade from. Now, understanding that this is Friday, right? We've entered this zone on Friday. What is happening? Look, Asia, we're taking out Asia low on a higher time frame point of interest. When you see this, what do? You buy. You buy to where? To take out Asia high. If you're taking out Asia high, what do we have here? We have liquidity too. So that's also an idea. Like, once this is taken from here, you go into the lower time frames to catch your entry. Like, again, I'm not going to explain how I caught that entry, but that's the idea. You look at it, like, for me, it needs to be minimum 1 to 5. So here we have a 1 to 8. So it meets my trading criteria. I enter the trade, and when it reaches my take profit, that's it. We're out of there. We're done. Done for trading for the day, done for trading for the week, and you have your total results. Like, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. This one was a winner. This one was also a winner. This is technically a loss. This is a missed one. And then this one, in all transparency, I didn't take this. This is why you see the color is different. Like, whenever you see this color, it means it's a trade I took. And if you see this color, it's just a back-tested trade. It's a trade that, I see it on hindsight, because and the reason I didn't take this trade was because I wasn't on the charts during this time. I was traveling. So that's the play. That's the play of last week. So I hope this makes sense. I hope you learn something from this, because there's a lot of value being shared just from how to, like, actually watch the markets. And again, this works for every market. It's not just Euro USD. It works with every instrument out there. You heard that right. Every instrument out there. So now, I guess that's it for this video, because I don't want to make it too long. We're already deep inside this week. Let me get away from from back testing mode. So you can see we're already deep inside this week. The next week, in all transparency, I took two losses here on Monday, because see, after this push here, I was trying to buy somewhere here to push higher, but I ended up losing. As you can see, I had a 15 point of interest, but I did lose the trade. And then so today is Wednesday. Yesterday was Wednesday. I did catch this trade. Let me talk about this also a little bit. So this trade, originally, like, I closed everything here, which was, it ended up being a 1 to 18 trade idea, but the original idea was a 1 to 7. Like, it was to somewhere, yeah, somewhere here, yes, because we're looking at this. This was the original idea. So we took out Asia low, we're taking out Asia high. This is equal lows. Where are we going? We're going here. And the reason why I kept this trade running to 1 to 18 was because afterwards, after the idea was really playing out, I came up onto the higher time frame, and then I saw that, oh, look at this. Look at this. All of this needs to be swept. This is liquidity, right? And then so you might ask yourself, oh, Victor, why did you not hold it until here then? Well, it's because I didn't see this. Let me bring it back. I didn't see all of this liquidity. Sometimes, it depends on how you're looking, because what I did was I looked at this one, right? I look at this. This was like a previous day high. I was like, okay, we're definitely taking this into somewhere in here. And then once we got here, I just closed the trade, because it was just 10% that was running. So that was the play of this week. So, and that's it. And right now we keep shooting up. See, we're back into this. Oops, excuse me. We're back into this decisional level. Like, we just passed this decisional level, which makes sense. We shouldn't even be wasting time in here, but I did mark it out just to see how price was going to react here. And where is the next place that we are going with this? Yes, you guessed that right. This is the next place that we are going. We're going to see how price is going to react off this candle. And then after this candle, we're also going to see how price is going to react off this extreme here. So that's it. Okay, guys, with that being said, I hope you had some value out of this video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you want, we can always still hold a Zoom call where you can ask questions, and then I can give you some more detailed explanation of what I just explained here. With that being said, guys, trade safe, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.